First released June 30th, 2017 on PC by developer and publisher Eek Games, House Party is an adults-only, choice-driven adventure game which revolves around you attending a house party, meeting the guests, getting to know them as best you can, run errands for them, get into fights with them if necessary, and ultimately engage in various sexual acts with as many as you can. Then on September 30th, 2022, Eek Games released the Doja Cat expansion, which seamlessly blends with the original story, adding hours more content and excitement in this already unique and exciting experience.
Damn, you figured it out, huh? I was trying to play it low-key, but I guess this cat's out of the bag.
Thanks to Eek Games for the review key. Before watching this review, however, I should point out, this is another one of those games that further reminds us, this isn't the 80s. Video games are no longer just for kids.
It's fun and lighthearted and very innocent and has nothing to do with shoving cocaine up my butthole.
I'd like to make this crystal clear. This game does not take itself seriously, and neither should you, although for what it is, I'm going to say it's well made. It's also a well-made satire. It's like an intentionally cheesy, M-rated comedy. It's a cheesy adults-only game that I was always curious to give a shot. I lost an opportunity a couple years back, but the devs hooked me up this time, and House Party did not disappoint. It was an experience worth having.
Sorry, dude, but I don't trust you enough.
With that said, let's take a look at the story.
If I could, I would literally fold Frank into a fucking origami swan and shove him up my ass.
I made sure to make the don't take it seriously disclaimer before going into the story of House Party because if you do end up playing this and taking it seriously, you'll probably miss the whole point and all the fun.
It's kind of stupid actually.
The base game plays out like this. You're invited by your friend Derek to attend a small house party. You figure, well, it's better than sitting on the couch all night flipping channels. You hop into an Uber or rideshare or whatever it's called here, head to the party, ruin your phone on arrival, but still push forward to a promising evening. On entry, your main objective is to let your friend know you arrived, then go mingle and see what carnal pleasures await if you play your cards right.
Face down, ass up. That's what the fuck I'm talking about.
You'll end up undertaking some of the most ridiculous and convoluted tasks and plans to appease people, disrupt the lives of some, pretty much whatever it takes to get some quality alone time with these oddball patrons.
I'm glad you asked. Know what? I think you should show off a little first. I want to see what I'm working with and if you're any fun. If you can manage to flash everybody here at the party, then maybe I'll use you for a little entertainment.
For all who didn't know, there's an international singer and rapper named Doja Cat. I'm putting that out there because even after being offered this game key, I didn't know who or what a Doja Cat was. I had to Google her. So for all the other not so cool and hip with the times dinosaurs out there like myself, that introduction was for you. And now that we've got that out of the way, with this recently released Doja Cat expansion, the story of House Party gets even crazier. Doja Cat apparently moved in next door without anyone knowing who she is and is doing her best to get into said house party.
Not to sound thirsty, please find a way to get me into that party that doesn't involve me kicking down this fence and getting another fucking breaking and entering charge.
She's a mission all by herself. With this expansion, you'll spend the evening trying to get her inside, have her meet one particular mystery individual who she seems to have a serious fangirl crush on, help her set up an impromptu music video, which comes with some asinine caveats and requirements, and basically make this diva happy.
Look, I'm no diva, but Doja's gotta have a stage. I want people dancing with me and Dinalicious featured front and center, all superstar and shit.
I read that this expansion got review bombed because players were mad that you couldn't get Doja Cat in the sack. I'm not certain how true any of this is, especially the part about Doja Cat. But if this is true, I have two things to say to that. One, grow the fuck up you sad morons. And two, Steam really needs to find a workaround for malicious review bombing. When Steam allows this, it's really just them feeding the trolls.
My trained eye will recognize Dinalicious's moves with just a single jiggle of dad ass. Bring me dad ass.
Again, I cannot stress this enough. Do not take any of this too seriously.
That's why she doesn't like me as a neighbor. Cause her parties are shit. Wow. I had people butt-chugging Jell-O shots till 4 a.m. Anyway, enough about that.
Like I said earlier, the Doja Cat storyline was implemented pretty smoothly and it seamlessly works in with the rest of this bizarre story, if I can even call it that with a straight face.
I don't know. Fuck, whatever.
The visuals are pretty solid. I like the look they went for. This being a senseless comedy, they could have gone with a more cartoon-styled look, but thankfully they did not. While not photorealistic, the visuals here do lean more to realism than a cartoon style. The characters are designed well and so are the environments. The animations look good, the faces are a bit on the mannequin side, but they still get a pass. When I go out back, it seems really dark. I do eventually get a cell phone to use as a flashlight, but still, really dark in most places. And this isn't a valid complaint really, as I would expect a party such as this one to be pretty dark, based on the intentions of most who attended. It's just that when trying to find an object outside or perform certain tasks like setting up a speaker by the jacuzzi, well, it can get a bit frustrating.
No light, only darkness. And assholes who try to kill me with fucking samurai swords. Fuck this!
The audio is right there neck and neck with the visuals. The voice acting is on a tolerable B-movie level. And once you remember the whole don't take it seriously thing, you'll quickly grow to appreciate said B-movie acting. Every one of these characters was portrayed well enough to keep the party going. There isn't one character in this game who fits the bill of a well-rounded, sensible, deep, or even interesting person. Even Amala herself puts on her clown shoes and big red nose as she adds to the silly in a major way.
Bruh, your head could be a planet. Fucking planet bald head. Bald head. Planet bald head. Planet bald head.
What the fuck kind of answer was that?
She blends in perfectly to this oddball lineup. I look at the cast of characters in House Party the same way I do a SpongeBob or Amazing World of Gumball cartoon. All the characters are deliberate idiots. Even the ones who try to appear smarter than the rest, all a bunch of hilarious fools.
You do you. Go invent your own planet and leave me the fuck alone about it. We good?
The dialogue is repetitive, but still managed to make me smile a few times, even if it was only on the inside.
And for Christ's sake, put on some better music. Shit is making my ears bleed.
The music was also repetitive, but finding and using the MP3 player helped that some, and Doja Cat also gives you a player with some of her tracks as well at a certain point throughout her story.
Here. This is a really old MP3 player.
The gameplay is pretty basic, as I alluded to earlier, but serves its purpose well. On startup, you've got a few options to play with. Visuals, audio, and gameplay options. I wish there was a character customization section though. This being such a personal experience for lack of a better word, I'd like to have been able to create my character from scratch. But all we have here are gender options. For reasons I may explain in some other video at some other time, when playing games where I can choose my gender, I usually go with a female. But in this particular engagement, there was no way in hell that was gonna happen. There's one section in particular where in order to complete a task, you're given the option to go the same-sex route.
Probably Bi is more like it. He's had a crush on Cat for as long as I can remember. But I see the way he looks at my ass too.
But hey, if you know me, then you know that wasn't gonna happen. Not even in a video game. Not even on a cold day in hell.
Well, that was just what I needed. It wasn't too weird that I called my boyfriend and let him listen to the whole thing, is it?
House Party is considered a point-and-click game. I guess the point-and-click genre has evolved over the years, because I really wouldn't consider this a point-and-click game. But I guess there's some pointing and clicking if you're using a mouse and keyboard. I played the entire experience with an Xbox One controller though. If it is indeed a point-and-click game, then I'll call House Party a point-and-click fetch quest sex sim. The tasks you're given to complete are more like puzzles. Very obscure and convoluted puzzles. House Party feels like the kind of game where, if you just pick it up not knowing what to expect, which pretty much describes my initial experience perfectly, you may give up early, without ever truly experiencing this bizarre, unique game at its best. Once you stick it out though, while following the don't take it seriously rule, you'll get it, and maybe even grow to appreciate this quirky sex sim for what it was intended to be. A casual, dialogue-focused, choice-driven experience with loads of replay value. Just don't play it around judgmental assholes and you should be fine.
My fucking boyfriend is being the king of all dicks tonight. Me having sex with you would be a nice punishment for him blowing me off again.
House Party requires a certain level of patience and willingness. If you're used to games like this, then it may be a breeze. But I honestly never played a game like this before. I did play Aragon, and although for adults only, the genre was different. This, I had to just throw a lot of shit to see what sticks. After my first sexual experience, I was motivated to see what would happen next. Then, a couple of blowjobs later, I was neck deep in this not suitable for work, in-laws, prayer meetings, and just about everything else simulator.
Oh, what the fuck, dude? These are my friends.
There, guy.
Have some respect. Though nice job on the manscaping.
Like I said in my review of Aragon, There will be some cats out there who find this kind of game offensive, and I get that. I don't agree that it's offensive, but I understand the strange, hypocritical, double standard world we live in. The devs did put a disclaimer up at the start of the game that if after reading you allow your curiosity to get the better of you, then your hurt sensibilities are your own damn fault.
What can we do?
I hear reviewers say this silly thing all the time. Another disclaimer cowardly reviewers use to further kiss the asses of their viewers and subs. This game isn't for everyone. And like I always say, idiot. No game is for everyone. So that is needless to say. However, if by now, by this point in this review, you haven't figured out whether House Party is for you or not, then you're probably still sucking on your mom's tit and shouldn't be watching this review in the first place.
Fuck off, dude.
With that said, I fully recommend House Party and the Doja Cat expansion pack for gamers over the age of 18, who can take jokes well. Dark jokes. Gamers who appreciate outside-the-box experiences, something different, something casual and a bit complex at the same time. Something that may have you saying, I didn't know video games like this existed.
Don't get me wrong, I love it, but they will go for your eyes. Expect a full-blown zombie experience, but just a lot higher pitched.
There are even options to tone down the M-rated content a bit as well. So if you're on the fence, but extremely curious, you can approach it from that route.
Oh, how divine!
Great job, Eat Games. I look forward to your next expansion. House Party and the Doja Cat DLC were worth my time.
Oh, hey there. You're kinda like naked. That's cool. Not bad either, I gotta say.
AAA games are all well and good, but many times if you'd like a truly unique experience, one off the beaten path, then the indie scene is where you want to be. Show your support for independent game developers. Most if not all indie games are priced relatively low. Some are even free with the option to donate, so there's really no reason to pass. Thank you for watching. If you like my content, feel free to like, share, comment, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. Let's say I pissed you off with this one, then hey, we all know where to find the various hate buttons, don't we? Either way, I won't hold it against you. Our game is never over.
I just don't get you. Like, you walk in here, none of us having met you before, and you start turning things into a real party. It's, pretty fucking sexy.